A very good morning to everyone. Today we are going to study Operating System Unit 2 Session 7. In the previous topic we have studied the concept scheduling queues. So these scheduling queues are important when the operating system brings the processes from secondary memory to main memory and sends the processes from main memory to secondary memory. So these processes are placed in the various queues. So the various queues are like job queue, ready queue and device queue. So in today's topic we are going to study the concept operations on processes. That is process creation and process termination. So this process creation and process termination are the very important part of the operating system. So when you are working on the operating system, everything will be treated as a processes, like whether you are opening a file, whether you are closing a file, and whether you are working on any software or whether you are listening any music, playing the games or executing the programs, compiling the programs. These all are treated as a processes, and these processes will be in the main memory. So when the processes are created, the memory will be allocated to these processes, and when the processes finishes its work, when it terminates, then the memory which is allocated to those processes will be deallocated. So this task is very important in the operating system: allocation, memory allocation and deallocation. So a single process can also create multiple processes. That we call it as parent process and child processes. Now suppose a parent process created for copy of file. So when a file is copying from source to destination, due to the system call, another child process will be created of that. So child process is a duplicate of that parent process. Now we call it as parent process, and when the system call is generated, then the child process will be created, and child process is the full duplicate of that parent process. So child process means even once more another copy of file will start copying from same source to destination. Parent process is already copying the file from source to destination. So because of the system call, another process, child process has been created. So another duplicate copy of that, copying the file from source to destination. Again same it will be copied. So this is what parent process and child process. Child process will be generated with the help of the system call, and that system call is nothing but fork system call. Process creation. Parent process create children processes, which in turn create other processes, forming a tree of processes. So as I told you, a parent process can create again child processes inside that, like we have created the main process. Under that we have function 1, and under function 1 again function F3, and then again in function F3 we have function 4. So like this way it forms a tree of processes of parent process and children processes. Generally, process identified and managed through a process identifier. So how we recognize this, which are the parent processes and which are the child processes? See, every processes are given some unique numbers. So whenever a child process is created from the parent process, so this will be identified by the process number which are given to them by the operating system. Resource sharing options. So parent and children share all resources. As I told you, they are executing concurrently, simultaneously. Children share subset of parent resources. So whatever the resources assigned to parent process, it is going to use the same resource subset of that parent resource. Parent and child share no resources. If the parent is not sharing the resource, even the child may not share the resources. Execution options. Parent and children execute concurrently. Okay. So whenever a child process is created, immediately even the parent process will be executing and immediately the children process will be executing. Okay. So children process is a duplicate of a parent process. Okay. So children process is a duplicate of a parent process. So whatever is there in the parent process, the same will be there in the child process also. We'll see about that in the further slides. Parent waits until children terminate. So the parent process has to wait until children process finishes its execution and terminates. So this we call a tree of processes in Linux. So this is the main process and it has 3 child processes and every processes are given some process ID and under this you have again child process. So like this way it forms the tree of processes, parent processes and child processes. Address space. So the addresses, how the processes will be, memory will be shared. Child duplicate of parent. See, as I told you, child is a duplicate of a parent. So it is going to share the same address space as the parent. Child has a program loaded into it. Some of the examples. Fork system call creates new process. If you see the Unix operating system, the fork system call is used to create the new process. So whenever a fork system call is invoked, that time the new process will be created, whether it is a parent process or the child process. Then we have execute system call, which is used after fork. So what is this execute system call? It is used to execute a file which is residing in an active process. When execute is called, the previous executable file is replaced and a new file is executed. So these 2 system calls are important in this parent process execution and child process execution, and as well as to create new processes. So as I told you, in a Unix operating system, fork system call is used to create the new process. See, fork has the following features like fork has no argument. So you can see there is no argument for the fork system call, and it returns the process ID of the child process, and it also returns the process ID of the child process, and after execution of the process, both parent and child process starts execution from the next instruction. So whenever the parent process and child process are created, both start executing simultaneously, concurrently, by the next instruction immediately. The value of fork is greater than 0 after successful creation of process. So whenever the processes are created, the value which returns to the fork, that must be greater than 0. It returns the value to parent process and it must be greater than 0. So whenever a new process is created, that is child process, then the value which is greater than 0 will be returned to the parent process. When you get the value fork less than 0, then it has returned error. So if the value is not returned less than 0, then you should understand that the process has not been created and there is some error in that. And if value of fork is equal to 0, then it returns to child process. So if the fork value is 0, then the child process, so the value will be returned to the child process. So when the fork value is equal to 0, the value will be returned to the child process. For example, there is a main program and in that we have fork system calls, 2 fork system calls, which will create the processes, and then we are going to print here hello. So now how many times this word hello will be printed on the screen? So how many times the word hello will be printed on the screen? So you may think that it may be printed only once, because only once printout statement is there, but not, because he also used here fork system call. And what is the work of the fork system call? It creates the processes. So it creates the duplicate processes. The same one more copy will be generated. One more same copy will be generated of the same program. Same again here, fork will be there. Okay. And then we have one more here, print. So this is the parent process, and when fork system call is generated, another duplicate copy of same process will be created, and this is a child process, you can see now. And this both now execute concurrently immediately with the next instructions. The same program, see how it will execute. This is the parent process, that is the program, and when it executes the first fork system call, it will create a child process. It will create a child process. So child process is a duplicate of the parent process. So same statements will be available in this child process. So from that parent process, this statement has been executed. So this statement will be not executed in the child process. Now the child process, as I told you, whenever the child process is created, this is the child one, whenever the child process is created, both parent and child process starts executing concurrently from the next instruction. So the parent process will start executing from this system call, and the child process will start executing from this system call. So when the child executes this fork system call, another child process will be created. So now this has been executed. So child process is the duplicate of this parent process now. So in the child process, this system call will be not considered. So when this system call is executed, so another child process will be created, and we call it as child process 1, 1. Now even the parent process start executing here. So when the parent process executes this, it will create another child process, and this we call it as child 2. Now this both instruction has been executed, and child process is the duplicate of that. So these two statements will be not executed in the child process because it is already executed in the parent process. Same here also, these two statements were already executed here in the parent process. So that will be not considered here now. So when the child process executes this printf, it will print the hello on the screen. And when this child process executes, it will print hello on the screen. And when the child process executes this statement, it will print hello on the screen. And when the parent process executes this statement, it will print hello on the screen. So total, how many times it will print the hello? This is first, second, third, and fourth. So total 4 times it will print hello on the screen. So in today's topic, we have learnt about the process creation and how the fork system call is used to create the parent process and the child processes. Thank you.